Now, beyond diplomacy, it is execution that will now shape the outcome following the 16th India-Japan Summit. On this edition of Big Business Bet, WION's Kanishka Sarkar speaks to Japan International Cooperation Agency on where India's next infrastructure and investment opportunities lies. Here's an excerpt. Take a look.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart Sanae Takaichi's meeting, India and Japan are entering a new phase of economic cooperation. But beyond summit announcements, execution is what matters. On this edition of Big Business Bet, we talk to Japan International Cooperation Agency to understand the biggest opportunities and challenges ahead.
Thank you so much. So at last year's Japan-India Summit, the Japan-India joint vision for the next decade was agreed upon. And that identified 8 key areas of cooperation, including the next generation economic security, next generation mobility, next generation people-to-people partnership, etc., etc. Right. I understand that bilateral cooperation takes time and requires steady effort towards the medium and long-term goals. So this vision reflects a shared commitment of the both countries to move forward step by step toward these objectives. So for Northeast India to become a gateway to a larger regional economic area linking India and with its neighboring countries, so I believe 3 types of connectivities are essential. The first is infrastructure connectivity. So significant progress has already been made, but continued effort will be needed. And the second is economic connectivity. It is important to strengthen economic ties between the Northeast India and the neighboring countries in areas where they can complement each other. So this is quite important. And the third is political and diplomatic connectivity. So this will be the foundation for building closer ties and greater regional integration across borders. Of course, diplomacy cannot be achieved by the effort of one country alone, and many conditions need to come together. But India has outstanding and patient diplomatic capabilities. I am very much hopeful that such an environment will emerge in the near future. India is a major country, so it is working to currently India is working to build self-reliant manufacturing capabilities across all important sectors. So it is therefore difficult to identify just 1 or 2 priority areas. I believe there is potential in many different fields. But so I'm not sure if that is exactly what you had in mind, but Prime Minister Modi has strongly promoted the vision of making India and make for the world. So in that context, I often heard from the Indian business leaders it is important to develop a highly skilled workforce for manufacturing and to build a more disciplined workforce across society as a whole. So Japan has strong experience and capabilities in developing such human resources. So I believe there are many opportunities for cooperation in that area, and that will lead making the resilient and strong Indo-Pacific supply chains. This is not just a diplomatic remark, but I genuinely believe the potential spans many different fields. So, in particular, at last year's Japan-India Summit, again, the Japan-India joint vision for the next decade was agreed upon. It identifies 8 key areas of cooperation, as I mentioned earlier. And I believe these are all excellent areas for cooperation. And those 8 areas, all areas has a big potential. So I see significant potential there. And I believe that they will create many opportunities for deeper collaboration between Japan and India in the years ahead. And